Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Friday night for a change. We're live on a Friday. Jay Mack, how was the Lake District?
It was very nice. Turns out I wasn't in the Lake District. I was near enough by it to make it accessible, but I was in the northeast of England, Appleby, near Appleby in Westmoreland. Very nice.
East Mombasa.
Well, anybody knows anything east of Mombasa is the Indian Ocean.
Good times. So tonight's episode was a rescheduling of last Sunday's, which means this coming Sunday we will be live. You're not going anywhere on Sunday, are
you? I'll let you know, mate. No, I'm not.
No. So this coming, I thought I'd saved an image. So this coming, I'm looking at the right thing. Yeah, this coming Sunday. Sorry, my head's been killing me all day, and I mean like farting. To the point, and I get brain farts all the time.
It might be a tumor.
It could be. With any luck, eh? But this coming Sunday, I don't know. Mate. I get you.
Mate,
tumor. It's not a tumor. In my finest.
There we go.
I know
the normal Kev would have said that straight away.
I know. See, this is what I'm talking about. It might actually be a fucking tumor. Tumor, so on Sunday we will be asking: is Mortal Kombat timeless? This absolute. I mean, you see us in the background there.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah,
right behind Shang Tsung.
Yeah. Imagine getting in a fight with Shang Tsung and going to the cops and being like that. I officer. It was me versus Shang Tsung.
You sound like Lee Sutherland. I was in a fight with Shang Tsung. Oh, he's some fanny on TikTok, man. He's worth watching just because he's a fud.
Well, that'll be why I don't know who he is. I tend to stay away from TikTok and fuds. Lee says, "Evening, gents. Evening, it is indeed my friend." So I'm looking forward to talking about this film. I've done a good bit of prep. Not only that, but my brother-in-law, who just passed his driving test, by the way, first time, legendary. See if I've got any tunes here for him. There we go. And the reason that makes sense, mate, is because you're going to be driving now, always. She's going to go straight in the passenger seat, and that is it. And you're like me again. So then I get too used to it. But
how old is Damien? Has he just started driving because they've got another kid coming? Just make things easier or whatever?
Damien's a year or so younger than me. Just all their money and asset, like for the last wee while, all any spare cash has went to putting Donna through first, and then they bought a house, and then they're going to have another child, and then this was just the time to date, really, eh? So it's all been in succession, you know what I mean? One bit at a time, really, eh? So
well done, Damien.
Aye, definitely. But he's as you know, as we all know, anybody that's watched the episode before, and you'll know J-Mac, Damien is a computer game aficionado. He knows pretty much everything about source material. And when it comes to not even that, but sometimes books and whatnot, Damien's very... I like to refer to him sometimes. Like, there's sometimes I'll watch a film, I'll text you, I'll text Matthewman. Depending on what I'm really wanting to ask, it depends who I go into the Rolodex and ask, right? So if I say here, what did you think of this? If it's badassery, right, and it's a cigar, right, and it's action, I'm going to be like, J-Mac, is that any good? And I'll take your word for it, right? If it's something that's so fucked up like The Substance, I'm going to Matthewman, right? If it's something that's like killer trolls for under the ground that were once out of space, Matthewman, you seen this? Love it, right? I'll watch it. But when I want to get deep into the weeds and go, right, Damien, how close to the video game is this, right? I know I can count on him to geese the facts, right? And the thing is, Damien's very much like, here, if I love something and you go ahead and give me it, the minute one specific detail's not get it to fuck, I'm not watching it, right? So he's written a bit that we'll go through soon, right? Because this movie was based off of the second Street Fighter game, Street Fighter 2, and that's.
Has anybody ever played Street Fighter 1?
I probably have.
You know what I mean? Nobody ever talks about Street Fighter. It's always Street Fighter 2. Now, I actually remember playing the original Street Fighter when I was a kid. I think I played it on It might have been a Commodore 64. Actually, Damien could correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe in a Commodore 64. It might have been an Atari ST. I can't remember, but there was a Street Fighter 1 that was fuck all like Street Fighter 2. So that could be an interesting wee visit at some point just to see the difference in it. Normally one game really leads on for the previous one, but Street Fighter 2 was totally different. Apart from the format, obviously just fighting. But
well, get this right. We've been on a wee roll, J Mac, have we not? Because last week we done. What did we do last week?
Super Mario Brothers.
Super Mario Brothers, right? Again, brain fart. It's a tumor. Super Mario Brothers was last week, and this episode here is Street Fighter, and then we go straight for that onto Mortal Kombat before finishing up the month with our Halloween special with Wolfman's Got Nards, by the way, coming on the episode. That's the 27th, Sunday 27th. So that'll be our Halloween special with Wolfman, which will be a really interesting. And Matthewman's coming on as well, I believe. I think has he confirmed it?
Creative differences once again.
Well, he's confirmed it with us. I don't know if he's confirmed it with the actual gaffer. But Matthewman, please fill us in below. You are coming in on that episode, which will be excellent because all varied movie lovers here. So it'll be interesting to see what we defend and what we don't. I know that Matthewman and I are probably going to see eye to eye. And from what I can tell from Barry's channel, Wolfman's Got Nards, maybe you and he will be a little more aligned. There you go. That's best and worst horror movies 2020 to 2024 edition. This is our Halloween special. This is not this Sunday, but next. And make sure to check us out every Sunday because we are usually live every Sunday, unless something comes up, which happens because we're just human beings.
Every Sunday. Thief again.
I'm gonna. And I didn't do any wizardry here. It was literally like a generator. I never done that. Yeah. If it was a Matthewman, I'm sure he would have made your teeth much bigger. Matthewman says, "Yep, looking forward to it." Confirmed. Matthewman will be in the house, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. But before we go ahead and talk about everything Street Fighter, which we've all went and revisited for this here episode, I'll go ahead and play the trailer. This was the trailer 30 years ago. This is what trailers used to look like. Ladies and gentlemen, Street Fighter. Yes, man. They even had the Kodak moment in the bloody trailer.
Even had the moment where the baddie dies in the trailer.
Who wants to go home? And who wants to fight with me?
Mate, you send me like that wee. What's his name? He's in The Mummy. Omid Jalili.
I can't think as to who that is.
He's the wee guy. The scarab runs up inside his skin. He's like, remember? It's any more like him than Van Damme, but I don't know. I'd say
fair dues. Van Damme's accent in this is...
Mate, when it comes to impressions, I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best,
and that is it.
So I don't need somebody reaching out to me and offering to give the services to make me sound more like Van Damme. I'm the best.
I'm the best. You know, I went back to old school this week. I went back to old school and started like writing it down instead of typing it. Like, back to the old days where I used to write. Because do you know what's funny? It's clearing this cupboard a wee bit, right? And I found old episodes. Mate, look at all this prep. I do the same amount of prep, by the way. Just I do it on a PC now rather than doing it this way. But do you know what? There was something nice about going back to what was this here? Well, because I used to take, honestly, man.
As they say, man, it's better to you'll remember something better if you write it down. Like not just type it in. If you write it down, you will remember better. I would love to have done more prep for this, but unfortunately, I just got back today, so all I had time to do was watch the film. That's all I've had time to do.
That's quite shatty. No, I don't. Hey, sometimes I look at films like, see, for Mortal Kombat. I've not revisited Mortal Kombat yet, right? But I'm like, do I need to? Like, I know that film inside and out. Like, do I really need to? I'm going to, but do I really need to? I actually don't. I could go on it right now and talk about it. You know?
I need to.
Well, that's good. That's interesting. So I take a lot of notes here. Civil War and Shadaloo.
Let's go with that.
Shadaloo. Aye. So, remember when I first watched this as a child, I wasn't like, here, this is where they come from, Shadaloo. Like that was, I never paid attention to that. You know what I mean? It was just your Street Fighter. When did you first watch it? What's your first memory of it?
Oh, I remember putting up a poster on my wall for this film. I got the poster free in a magazine. I wish I could remember which one, but remember you used to get posters in magazines, they were all folded, you'd put them up on your wall, it had fucking A4 creases in them. I did have a poster up for this film before it came out, and I saw it, didn't see it in the cinema, because I'm pretty sure this was a 12 when it came out. I might be wrong there, somebody can correct me if I am, but I'm sure this was a 12, so I was still too young to see it when it came out, which is scary because I turned 40 in like 4 hours. No 4 hours, but
4
not
hours?
far away. Nah, not far away.
That's not true, mate. Stop lying. I'm trying to reach around and find if I can find my actual. I've got the actual copy of the.
I heard you're really good at reach arounds.
Heard.
I know.
What do you mean, held? It's not to be disputed, mate. I've got these. They don't call these noodle arms for nothing, man. Long and stretchy.
You're the Dalsim of hand jobs.
Matthew says, "Glad I went back and watched Street Fighter as I stand by my original review. It's shite, but enjoyable shite. That's the best type of shite." You know what I loved about this, actually? Do you know what I absolutely loved? Was just so Raul Julia, when he plays Bison, right? Do you know just love 80s / early 90s bad guys? They just want 20 million. He was very Dr. Evil, was he not?
$20 billion. I did that. I actually did that so many times when I was watching it. I was like, oh, there we go.
Why does he even need
actually
that?
Look just like that fucker right now as well.
Where's Minnie Lee?
The thing is, I can't quite understand why he's looking for so much money when he's going to have his own money anyway.
Correct.
But anyway.
Do you know what else was right?
Adds to the charm, as they say.
You know what else was right out of order? Like sometimes there wasn't a lot of logic in this film, right? It's like that Bison's got all the hostages, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll kill the hostages if you don't give us the money, and the world will blame you." It's like, well, no, it won't. It won't blame the guy that didn't have the money to give the guy that's going to kill everybody. They'll blame you, you dafty. But the worst part is he's like that. "I'll see you soon, Johnny." Bison's like, "Oh, is that your pal?" "Oh, he's your pal. All right." Johnny's like,
he's writing down all his pals.
mate, that's a me moment. That's a me moment. Imagine this. Jibber Jabber podcast goes off. Big fucking dictator. It's like that. J Mack's got he's tied. He's bound with his hands. Got an apple in the mouth, right? And he's like, "I'm going to kill all these hostages." And I'm like,
"Why is that a fucking apple in my mouth?"
Because you know what's going to happen.
Got to get spit roasted.
And I'm like that. No, J Mack. Do you know what I mean? No, J Mack. What one's J Mack? The one with the apple in his mouth. No, back. That one. That's my pal. Don't do anything to him.
Back that one.
No, that one. Back. That's the one. Don't do anything to him. Don't do anything. I would be raging if you hurt him.
90s bad guys like that. He's your friend.
100%. How out of order was that, eh? How out of order was that? Like, Bison had no idea that was his pal until he's like, "I'll see you soon." And then he turns like that. He goes, "Ah."
What a happy coincidence.
I mean, his pal must have been like, "Van Damme, what, man? No.
It's like, Van Damme it.
I know, man. Oh my god. Like, how in order was that? Hey, did we just skim right past that?
Aye. I think we're skipping ahead a wee bit in the film.
Nah, that's quite early on. So the whole premise of the film is that the civil war's breaking out in Shagagugu and
in Shawadi Wadi.
in Shawadi Gugu, and the evil dictator who does not use stairs but has a wee a wee lift that takes ages to come down. And then when he gets off it, he sends it away again. So how does he get back up? But right? But so Bison's like, yo, he's basically Dr. Evil in it the whole way through. Wants to take over everything, got his own money. Mate, there's a part where I howled because I thought of Dumb and Dumber. And he's like, what's this shit? It's like, that's Bison money. And it's like, you're a cricket. Those are IOUs. That's Dumb and Dumber, right? Those are IOUs. That's what Bison done to me. Hey.
This one, that's a car. 275,000. Might want to hang out on that one.
That's what he done, didn't he? He built a Dumb and Dumber on them, didn't he? Hey.
I like the way your mind works.
It's the same thing. Those are IOUs. Oh, too good. So Civil War's broken out. Van Damme's like, well, nah, we're not putting up with this. Everybody else was like, aye, we've all got our own bugs to bear with Big Bison, so we want to get them done in ASAP. And it's almost like the government don't really back them up, so they've got to find other ways to take down Bison. So you can either go home and all our friends are gonna die for nothing, or you can come with me and fight. Yeah, those feel-good moments, man. Eh?
I mean, I have to be honest, man. Like, I think I probably told you before we were going to watch this, maybe on the last episode that we did, that like I remember this being shite, and I thought this is going to be horrendous, but I actually had a fucking good time.
It is. It's fun.
I really had a good time with this, man. I love getting a wee surprise like that. Like when you're expecting something to be horrific, and it's actually such a good laugh that it takes you past it, and you can just enjoy it for what it is. It was very charming.
Aye, damn right it is. My memories of this film was always that Ryu and Ken were like just so kick-ass and so moralistically correct. And watching it as an adult again, I'm like, they're a wee bit
pair of dicks.
they were not quite all I'd remember them being, you know?
Yeah.
I thought that they were much better good guys initially. And here, Kylie Minogue is wearing a British patch on her arm, but she's clearly still speaking Australian.
No, she's just trying really hard to do an English accent and failing fucking miserably.
I don't think she was. I get that, but I don't think she was as bad as like everybody remembers. But
I think Matthew made a text saying that she can't act worth a fucking this, but I don't think she was that bad. She was all right. She was Kylie Minogue in the fuck out it.
Pretty much.
Let's face it. I mean, very few people that start off in Neighbours go on to bigger things, and she was one of them. So she must have had something.
Apart from Chris Hemsworth, Liam Hemsworth, Kylie Minogue, Jason Donovan.
Chris Hemsworth was Home and Away.
Same thing.
Although Russell Crowe and Guy Pearce were both in Neighbours. So,
mate,
I was to say very few of them, but some of them make it.
Neighbours is a hotbed of talent, man. So many great folk came from Neighbours, 100%.
Remember Holly Valance?
Yes.
What happened to her?
I'll tell you what fucking happened to her.
Margot Robbie. Robbie was another one.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Lee.
Actors who started in... Let's see if Google finishes this, right? It does! It does! It does!
It's because it's been listening to you. It's been listening to you before you typed it in.
Right, let's have a look. Margot Robbie, Kylie Minogue, Guy Pearce, Russell Crowe, Chris Hemsworth. So he was.
Oh.
Natalie Imbruglia.
Imbruglia.
Alan Dale, Jason Donovan, Liam Hemsworth, Delta Goodrem, Jesse Spencer, Eliza Taylor, Caitlin Stacey. We're getting into all the names that we don't actually know.
I forgot about Alan Dale, actually.
Danny Minogue. Mate, there's about 42.
Alan Dale was Jim Robinson. I'm going back a while.
That's right.
I'm going back a while. I still remember when Jim died.
Is that the guy that was on the rocks?
On the
And he got
rocks?
washed
No,
away?
that was Harold. That was Harold.
But he came back. And he came back. He came back.
Came back as his cell, but he forgot who he was.
Mate, I do that most weeks.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big Neighbours fan, although it was on when I was growing up. That and Home and Away. I can remember all the intros, a couple scenes. Couldn't tell you who a lot of them were. Bar that boy that was on the rocks. Next minute he was just no there and all that fun stuff. But
His specs were still there.
I can't see without his glasses. Oh, my girl. Oh, my girl insertion there. How excellent is Raul Julia in this film, by the way? How excellent is he in general?
But he was chewing the shit out of that, wasn't he? He was having such good fun with essentially what is quite a very what's the word? Very one-dimensional character. But no, he was definitely having fun with it. Everybody was having fun.
Mate, I was having fun watching it again.
Aye. It was. I mean, I think what's the rating on IMDb for this? Is it 4.1 or something? Or is it 4.5?
It is 4.1.
4.1. So it's worse than Super Mario Brothers, according to IMDb.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
But I would say, I actually think I enjoyed this more than Super Mario Brothers.
I would agree with you. And you know as well, it's full of like 80s. I always recall this, where Van Damme at the end, you know, the thing opens and he just comes out with a big kick at the end.
That was something.
Those were very much memorable scenes for me as a child. And I found myself, bear in mind, I watched this, easily before year 2000 was the last time I watched this, right? So you're talking more than 24 years ago I watched this. And yet I found myself finishing sentences and going, I must have watched this quite a lot as a kid because I remember stuff, you know?
Well, there is an argument to be made for the fact that maybe the script was just so bad that you were predicting what the next line was going to be. I found myself doing that a few times. There was remember the bit where they're coming in on the stealth speedboat and he's trying to blow them up. Eventually they're like, all right, let's jump out. And then he blows it up and I was like, oh, that's it, game over. And then Bison's like, game over. I was like, oh shit.
One of my favorite parts for you, the day Bison graced your village was the most important day of your life, but for me it was Tuesday. I was like, yes, man. I mean, what the hell, eh? That's phenomenal. So Damien did write quite a bit here, right? So this is for the fans here of the original game, the second game. And I asked Damien when I reached out, I says, look, I know you're a diehard with most 90s, 80s games. Can you do me a favor and actually, from your perspective, tell me how faithful this game was to this film was to the game, etc., and your thoughts?
Can I need to put something on that? This was a game. I mean, when did this come out? 1992 or something? Street Fighter 2.
Aye, yeah.
Right. It was a film about one guy at one side of the screen and another guy at the other side of the screen. And you would just fight until one of you went, right?
That's one way.
How much lore can there be behind that you can try and be faithful to in a film in 1994?
Well, look at Tekken. I know the story to Tekken purely based off the game because it shows you. I believe that anybody that was into that, like if you buy any game right now that's very one-dimensional, there are stories to it. I think you used to open the wee booklet and it would tell you the character stories. Yeah, these type of games did come with stories, but they weren't easily accessible for folk like you and I. It was bash it in, get a blow, throw it in, most Friday nights, and then boom. Yeah, you know what I mean? And then boom, you play and you don't think much more about it. But for those who go that extra mile, who love it, they tend to know the backstories. And this is why I asked. It was quite important because I wanted us to see his viewpoints, right? And see how they contrast with what we feel, because you and I are on the other side. And it's good to break it up a wee bit. So he says, plot faithfulness. The plot of Street Fighter, the movie 1994, significantly diverges from the source material. Shock. which is a popular Street Fighter video game. In the games, the focus is primarily on global fighting tournament. That's right. That's one thing. I kind of felt like when it started that we were going to get a tournament. You know, it almost started off like best of the best, but then it goes haywire, doesn't it?
You would almost think a film about a fight tournament would have a fight tournament in it.
You would think that, eh?
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat this Sunday. With a minimal narrative beyond character backstories and motivations for fighting, the movie, however, shifts the story to a more traditional action movie plot centered around Colonel Guile. Is he your favourite, isn't he?
Guile.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, leading a military operation to stop General Bison Raoul Julia, who is portrayed as a warlord. And then portraying about that, that's exactly what he is, threatening global peace. Like that was everything. While some of the game's iconic characters appear, their roles and relationships are altered, and the movie introduces a broader political conflict that overshadows the tournament-style story. So the character representation here, he's kind of given a little bit of backstory, and then what the film. So Guile, Colonel Guile, in the games, Guile's motivation is personal. He seeks revenge against Bison for the death of his friend and comrade, Charlie. He is also a side character, as Ryu is the protagonist of the games. So Ken and Ryu, for me, were always the main characters when I played the game. In the movie, this is slightly modified. While Guile is still a military man, his mission is more focused on leading an international military effort to defeat Bison and rescue hostages. How weird does Guile look in the actual game, though? His big, mad, flat top, white hair, yellow hair.
I kind of almost thought that Dolph Lundgren would have been a better fit.
Probably, eh? Probably. Based on that, anyway. Says here, who's being... so I think they changed Charlie into Johnny when he became Blanca, who, by the way, was one of my favourite. What have you done? No, man, what you done is... Here we can see Johnny / Charlie.
It looks like... Do you remember the old film, The Time Machine?
Yeah.
They had the Morlocks.
Vaguely.
That's what he looks like.
Yeah, I'll need to look back at it. His personal vendetta against Bison is more about saving his friend than avenging him, shifting Guile from a revenge-driven character to a more patriotic hero. Even Bison, it says here, Bison in the games, Bison is the leader of the criminal organization Shadaloo. So the actual organization was called that. And his motivation centers around obtaining global power by harnessing the abilities of powerful fighters. So he uses the fighters to essentially get to where he wants to go. In the movie, Bison's goals are grander and more fantastical, as he is portrayed as a megalomaniac. I'm too old for this shit.
Megalomaniac.
No, it says
megalomaniacal. Is that the word?
There we go. That's the one. Dictator bent on world domination. He captures hostages. Eh?
He's a wee bit Schmadolf Schmittlery.
Oh, 1,000,000%, mate. 1,000,000%. So there's there's a full bio here. I'll not go through every single one. What I'll do is, if anybody wonders or would like to know about all of them, like let me know. You know, like, when we get to these characters, just let me know because it's all there. Damien's put it in. Done a lot of work there. Do you know what? I might even post this online on our Twitter and Facebook, where you all follow us already, right? Ka-ding. And you can have a look. But a lot of the characters, Damien's thoughts on the film was that it was utter shite, and he's not a big fan. And I get that. But for me, like I say this always, we say this here all the time, man. Sometimes the movies are about sometimes the movies. And the reason we love them are not because they're great films, but it's because what they were to us when we watched them, how they made us feel, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I still felt like that.
I feel like when I was watching this film, I was almost going, do you know what? I wish the game was a bit more like the film.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, mix it up a wee bit. Have a wee bit of Indiana Jones thrown in there. Have a wee bit of Thunder in Paradise chucked in there for good measure. Have some
Thunder in Paradise. Is there, mate? Thunder in Paradise is in that.
It's in the movie. That's what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
That's exactly. There you go. That is Thunder in Paradise, 100%.
Right there.
Which, by the way,
Hulk Hogan. Hey.
It's one of the best films ever. Right, Thunder in Paradise, class.
Well, it's not a TV series.
Oh, there was a film as well. I remember seeing a film.
There?
Yeah.
Ah, right.
Do I know a wrestling thing that you don't?
No, because I don't think Thunder in Paradise had any wrestlers in the film. Hulk Hogan
was in it.
Yeah, he was in the TV series, and he lifted someone's car up.
Oh, of course,
he tried to steal his kid. And he was like, picked it right the way up. Having name it, mate. Ginny says, "I agree, Jay."
I get some more gunfights, some more Indiana Jones, some more Thunder in Paradise. Stick that in the game; it'd be better.
This here's right out of American Samurai, isn't it?
I did feel like he was more of a salsa dancer than a fighter.
I don't. And these guys, by the way. So how do you not feel that? I'm sumo. My mind goes elsewhere. While my body's here. What do you want to bring back a pizza? I thought, oh, is that where we're going? The casting was pretty decent.
Look at that beauty.
I enjoyed the cast. Like, even though it's hard to say, that's not like the original, because they were pixels, man. They were pixels. Arcade pixels, you know?
Aye. Was Cammy in the game?
Cammy, hold on while I refer to Damien's list. Cammy, in the games, Cammy is an elite British Special Forces operative with a mysterious past, often tied to Bison and his control over her. In the movie, she is depicted as one of Guile's right-hand soldiers with no personal connection to Bison. Her role is reduced to a supporting military figure with little backstory or personal motivation. They basically just put her in there because she got boobies.
Got boobies.
Those are IOUs.
You drew them with pencils. That's not a fiver, Tam. That's a drawing of a fiver.
Hi, Donna Pollock. Hope you're doing well. That is a drawing of a fiver. And if I'm right in saying, do they not all share the exact same serial number? Have a wee look.
Wait, did you fucking notice that? Where's the serial number?
On the side it says Bisonopolis. $100.
That's not a serial number. That's just that's just his fucking kingdom. Is there a serial number?
Maybe no then, but that looks like a serial number, no?
It does have. Actually, I'm pretty sure. Did I just see the word Sega? I did. Top left, 5EG4 Sega.
Yeah.
You see that? I'm pointing at it like you can see me pointing.
I can see you pointing. It's other people that can't. I can see it in their mind.
That's right.
I can see you. Like when I'm watching the trailer and you're watching the trailer and I go, ha, ha, ha. I look down at the wee side bit and you're like that. Sucking, I was telling you're laughing and all. Arsenio Hall's in this film.
Who the fuck was he, by the way?
He played. Hold on a minute, I'll tell you right bloody now. Is he even part of the? It's pretty hard to find his character here. What?
At one point, he was like, "Why didn't I stay with Microsoft, man?" Like, what the fuck is this? Who's this guy?
I know, crazy. Yeah. What's your favorite Arsenio Hall film?
That's not Arsenio Hall.
Eh? What?
That's not Arsenio Hall.
Is it not?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% sure that is not Arsenio Hall.
Wait a minute.
Well, that is my good friend.
Where have I seen him before then?
Is another black guy.
No, don't even dare. Don't even dare. Mate, that does look like him, though. You don't think so?
Oh, I think I'll stop myself there.
Is that not what you
It's
just
not
did
Arsenio Hall.
Is it not? Why did I think it was then? He's so familiar to me. Do you come on? You don't see a resemblance?
One resemblance.
Other than that?
No.
Right. What?
Oh
Wait
God.
a minute.
This is where reset comes in.
I just thought it was clear as day. I thought it was no. He's actually called Miguel, isn't he? He's Miguel. He's for Scooby-Doo. That's where I know him for. Scooby-Doo and Return of the Living Dead. Oh no. Well, apologies, but I don't know why I thought that was him. Arsenio Hall's character in Coming to America and the character in this are very similar.
Well, Arsenio Hall's character was from Africa. That guy's Jamaican. But his name's Miguel, so I don't know where to go with this.
Can you at least validate that I can see the resemblance?
I'll do it off.
You can, man. Janice, back us up here. Back us up.
No,
Janice.
I think Janice knows that's no Arsenio fucking Hall.
I thought, going on yourself, man. I didn't remember you were in Street Fighter.
It's because you won it.
I honestly thought that he was. I thought that was.
I thought you were just trying to be funny when you said Arsenio Hall's in this. I was like, ha ha ha, and then like, you actually think that's Arsenio Hall?
I feel like a dafty now. I feel so caught off guard.
Oh, wow. I'm glad it's finally happened.
To be fair, my head is like a pickle, man. It's burst in so many ways. You know, it's a tomb. Thought that was him. Was obviously wrong. Character's name is DJ. So we'll refer, back to Damien's list and see where DJ is, and I don't see DJ at all. So I'm going to go with that Arsenio wasn't in it initially.
Let's go with that. That character just wasn't in it.
That's pretty much, Pretty much. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. I took a lot more notes here that I want to kind of touch upon. So the iconic shots and one-liners are something you don't get nowadays. Janice, sorry, Kev, can't back you on this one. Unbelievable, man. I thought somebody would at least go, oh, okay, I see it. But no. He's all leaving out there. I'm out there. On mine.
You're drying on the line, man.
But unfortunately not. Iconic lines and just the whole. Mind when bad guys used to wear eye patches. That's how you knew they were bad guys, right?
Yeah.
Let's go to all, right? But Dr. Evil, bad guy, gives all the money, even though you don't need it, you got your own money. And guys with eye patches, fucking Wolverine claws, like these are bad guys. These are 80s bad guys. Remember when like every Van Damme movie would have a bad guy like that?
Yeah. Or at least if it wasn't a patch or something, that it would be a prosthetic limb or a hidden weapon. It's the same shit.
Like in Agent Club, Rex has
the guy with the fucking fit.
Aye. They say that's a Hogan film, but he spends most of the film like on a wee bed going. Hey.
Well, I'm pretty sure I thought that film was shite, Kev, so I might be part of it.
I don't think it was shite. I think it's excellent. Van Damme's accent is very strong in this, isn't it?
Yes, he's supposed to be an all-American Colonel Guile. William P. Guile. I push he could be French-Canadian. He's definitely not American.
No, he's not.
Who wants to go home? who wants to come with me? It's like American as fuck, mate.
The thing is, there's such a charm that this film has that it's just so filled with nostalgic characters. Do you not think so?
Did you notice the E Honda was Ortiz for Speed?
No.
He was okay. Move on. He was the Ortiz was the guy on the bus that was wearing the hard hat in Speed. They called him
Right.
Gigantor, but yeah, it's just that's the same guy, and it's definitely the same guy. Aye. He was in that film with Arsenio Hall.
Are you sure that he's in Speed? Aye.
Yeah.
What year was Speed again?
Oh, see if it turns out it's no him. I'm going to be so embarrassed.
I'm hoping, man. Hoping, because I'm not seeing Speed on his credits.
Shit.
He's known Speed, mate. What year was Speed?
94.
94. Let's have a wee look at 94 for this guy. 94. Street Fighter in 94. On Deadly Ground, Danger Theatre, Down the Shore, Necessary Roughness was his first film. He's known Speed. So, Hard Hat and Speed. Let me just have a wee Google. Speed movie. Well, all right, Simone, because he's Simone.
Ortiz.
All right. Well, thanks for that.
And if you say you can't see the resemblance,
mate, that's not like him. That's not like him. That's not like him. Wait, watch this. Here we go. Give me Speed. Well, excuse me. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. Ready?
As soon as he showed up on screen, I was like, "Oh, that's Ortiz for Speed."
Oh, rank. I'm sharing the wrong screen. Oh, hold on, that is not him.
God.
I
look like such a dick now for slating you with Arsenio. I'm
so glad this has happened. Right, look. No, the same. I'm not the same. It's a different dude. They're not the same.
All right, well, that's a fucking equalizer, isn't it?
Here's your sign. This guy's in a. Here's your sign. This guy was in a, and I remember the scene he was in Fast and Furious, the first one. It was not like him. It was not like Ortiz. Fucking like him.
Just when I finally thought I was clawing my way above your position on the then my fucking rope broke.
Snap.
Mind that bit in A Lonely Place to Die.
No. Remember how I told you I'd kill you last? I lied. There's no even, they don't even remotely look the same, man. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. E Honda. Fucking what a name, eh? E Honda.
Did anybody else expect him to be from Japan?
Damien said that. Right, let's see what Damien says. Character's origin, E Honda, Japan. Actor, Peter Navy, United States of Samoan descent. Do you know who else done that? Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon. Well, look at Yokozuna. Comes down with a big Japanese flag and Mr. Fuji, right? He's Samoan. Yokozuna's Samoan. He wasn't even Japanese. But he comes down with all the Japanese music and all that. Flying the flag for Japan. He wasn't Japanese. So you're huge, aren't you?
I think with like Samoa and Hawaii and Japan that there are like similar bloodlines.
I think so.
Oh, there are. That's why. I mean, there are similarities in appearance, because there is Japanese blood way back in those places. But I thought I remembered specifically E Honda in the game was the wee plane went to Japan.
So E Honda in the games, E Honda is a sumo wrestler whose primary motivation is to prove that sumo is the greatest martial art. In the movie, E Honda is former sumo wrestler turned ally of Chun-Li, acting as her bodyguard and part of her resistance group. His personal motivations are largely absent in the movie, and he's more focused on helping defeat Bison than championing sumo. So,
I think he's still just pissed off about being on that fucking bus.
Matthew says the big Leatherface dude was awesome as Zangief. Aye, he was in the Michael Bay version. He was Leatherface. Maybe he's the E Honda guy was playing the bus. Playing the bus.
That's what it is. In fact, if you look really closely in Street Fighter, if you zoom into the back of his neck, it says 25-25.
Unbelievable. Or mate, he looks nothing like E Honda. It's like, are you E Honda? No, this is a bus. E Honda.
No, I'm a bus, mate.
You're never living that one down, mate. Never living that one down.
Man, I'm so annoyed at myself right now.
See, when I went down his credits and was like, "Where's Speed? Don't see Speed." I was like,
"You got the Bison look."
Tell me more.
Game over.
Fucking E Honda was in Speed. That's funny because it's
anyway,
named after.
Was that bus
Honda.
made by Honda?
I hope so. E
Oh,
Honda.
fuck.
What a name, eh? E Honda. I understand.
Aye. I think in that, in fact, I'm sure there's a bit where he jumps on a guy, like not in that way, but he jumps on a guy during a fight and shouts his own name.
Aye. Yep. Do you know what's quite cool as well?
No. Imagine me doing that. Jordan!
Kev! Do you know, I like as well, remember when in movies when bad guys would be fighting and then they would have to stop to fight the common enemy? That happens in this.
Yeah.
You know, I'll finish you off another time. Oh, actually, I'll get the door for you. It's like, well, was it really that bad? And I like the fact that not all the villains in here are actually like actual villains. They're just for their own purposes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Aye.
Crazy. Yeah.
Like at one point, Zangief was talking to one of the other wee bad guys, and he's like, "I'm not getting paid enough for this." He's like, "You're getting paid." And that's when he was like, "Fuck this! If I'm not getting paid, I'm a good guy now."
Aye, 100%. There's always, I like that about certain films. Was that no Jaws and James Bond? Jaws is a baddie, and then at the end, he's like, "Nah, I'm not actually that bad." I like films that have redeemable characters that are like, "Well, wait a minute, okay, I can see it from your point of view," you know, and then they change it up a bit.
Like that, the wee switcheroo. I like that.
They done it in The Walking Dead with Negan, which is like they successfully done that, by the way. Even though the show jumped the shark, they successfully had you hating Negan to the point he'd killed off a long-term character. Right? He was horrible. You were like, I can't wait to see this guy die. And then by the end of The Walking Dead, you're like, nah, he's all right, man.
I kind of want to watch The Walking Dead just to see Negan's storyline, because I stopped after season 1. I couldn't be arsed with zombies and I was like, it's fucking zombies. I'm so fed up with zombies.
Here's the thing, man. See The Walking Dead. So I am so... See somebody says, oh, I've got a great zombie movie for you. I'm like, oh, fucking hell. I'm not into zombies. They don't scare me in any way, unless you're talking about Evil Dead or something, right? Where it's like, this is fucking excellent. Zombie films for me, I'm like, Night of the Living Dead, you know, Return of the Living Dead, those films, aye, old cheese. But anything for like 2000 onwards, where zombies were related, I was like, get this the fuck. So when The Walking Dead came out, I was like, oh, fuck all this pish. I'm not arsed about that. But then I had a friend, and he was like, "No, you need to watch this. It's so good." And I went, "Right, okay." I gave it a bash. Couldn't get into it. Then tried it again. I went, "Oh, okay. Yep, I'm with you. I'm with you." I would say, give it a bash again, and you'll get to Negan's story, and you'll be like, "This is amazing." And then, like 2 series after Negan, you'll be like, "Where he is gone, man. Where he is gone." Now, what they've done is they've ended The Walking Dead, and all the characters that were in it now have their own spin-off shows, which is, I'm just like, this is far too much. Chill the fuck out, man. You know what I mean? But definitely go back and watch it. You know?
There's one meme. There's one meme with Negan that I just love, and it's always captions with something different, but it's just him going, "Well, excuse the shit of my goddamn French," and I'm like, I love that. I love that character. Don't even know who he is, but I love it.
Well, by the way, phenomenal character, great villainous bad guy. But what I'll say is this: since Jeffrey Dean Morgan has played Negan, he has ceased to be Negan and everything else that he's been in since. If you go to Negan and previous, you'll see Jeffrey Dean Morgan with a ton of range as to who he's playing. Since Negan, he's Negan and everything now.
That's a shame.
Hey,
he was good.
Hey, how's it going? You know what I mean?
He was good. That's a shame.
He was good. He was someone else and everything. You know what I mean?
I suppose he was a bit Negan-y in Watchmen, but he was in P.S. I Love You and stuff as well. You know what I mean?
He wasn't.
He's
Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy. He was in tons of stuff where he had a lot of range, and I've yet to see him in anything since Negan play anything where I don't go, he's just being Negan now.
It wasn't. I don't think he was like Negan in The Boys.
He is. He is, man.
Maybe I just don't know Negan well enough then, eh?
100%. He's 100% Negan in The Boys, man. He is, unfortunately. He's a very chilled out Negan. But he's Negan. Even in, what was it?
Was there such thing as a chilled out vegan? Fucking.
No, he was in some. Was it Kong Skull Island or something like that? No, it was. What was that one? It's Rampage of the old game. He was in Rampage and he's like, "Wow, shit me, man." I'm like, "Oh," I says, "Stop giving us Negan. Be fucking
that
Jeffrey Dean Morgan again."
That film was so much better than it should have been.
I agree. Totally agree, but I would have liked him to have not been Negan. Negan was the best part of the show. He became the best part of the show because a lot of the time, the thing about Walking Dead is none of your favourite characters are safe. And there's a specific character from day one who gets up to Negan, and Negan's just like, "Yeah, I'm going to split your brains open right in front of every cunt." And you're like, "This is one of our favourite characters," and he just goes to town on him. And you're like, "Oh,
that was Glenn."
It was Glenn. Stop spoiling it for those who haven't watched it. Look, that's Kev's telling Jay Mack not to spoil. Matthew says the Honda guy was great in The Walking Dead too. He wasn't in it, but there's a guy like
fucking hell, man. You shag one sheep. I made one mistake, right?
Honda, he kicks about with a guy called, what's his name again? He has the big dreadlocks. Oh, I can't mind his name now. Ezekiel. So Negan. He's a good Jeffrey Dean Morgan's a good villainous bad guy when he wants to be. I think he'd be. Here we go. Before we close out the show, who would you cast if there was going to be a Street Fighter film now remade, but with the same type of plot and story? Who would you cast as Bison? I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan would be him for me.
Oh, that's an interesting one. Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, I could see that. I'd go with Jeffrey Dean Morgan. What about Giles' character?
Oh, fuck. That's tough.
Justin Long.
No, he'd be Chun-Li.
Oh. No. Well, who is the Van Damme of now? Because that genre's away.
It's actually it's a shame that the martial arts hero thing has kind of died a death. Actually, the guy for Twisters and Top Gun, he'd be a good guy. What's his name? Glenn Powell?
That's him. I would
Aye.
agree with you on that, by the way. And I knew
Yeah,
Matthew was going to go for that. Scott Adkins would be it for me. I get that. Is he charismatic?
He can be. I'm actually not a big fan of Scott Adkins, but in the right film, he is actually pretty watchable. Did you ever see Avengement? It's on Netflix. That's pretty good fun. But I'm trying to think who else. Who played Chun-Li? Jackie Chan.
He's a bit old now, right?
And a guy.
What about her that was in The Crow, Shelley?
Nah, they'd always have to be in wide-angle lenses to get her fucking teeth in.
Yeah, they would. Chun-Li would be played by... Who would be the cat? Do you know what?
Do you know the problem, mate? We actually don't have film stars anymore. We've got famous people. We don't have film stars on the up, and it's
correct.
Like you could argue, like Zac Efron is probably still considered a film star.
Yeah, I would call. He'd be Gale.
Gale.
He'd be Gale. I could see him being Gale.
Glenn, I think Glenn Powell's on the up and up. I think he's going to do some good stuff. But the other guys that you really think of your stars are actually getting on a bit now. Like Dwayne Johnson, he's getting on a bit. Tom Cruise is really getting on a bit, man. That guy's in his mid fucking 60s, which freaks me out.
He could play Kyle.
I don't know.
You know, Kevin Hart would play DJ, Arsenio's character, right? You know it, eh? And if Kevin Hart's on it, then The Rock would have to be in it. So he'd probably play Chun-Li. And you know who'd be playing Cammy, right?
Taylor Swift. Lady Gaga.
Could probably be that. It'd be Margot Robbie.
Aye, big Margaret.
Margaret! Another pish film review, guys. No, I mean,
speaking of which, like, obviously we recently, within the last couple of years, we made a wee short film. I got to have a shot at acting, which I'd always wanted to do. I've actually done it again. I've done it again tonight, Kevin, because I thought this film was fucking rotten. I hated everything about it. I didn't think it had any redeeming factors. I did think it was a big steaming pile of pish film. And I just thought, I thought you'd call me out on it at some point. I thought you'd be like, nah, J Mac can't be serious.
Are you genuinely saying that you actually didn't like it?
I genuinely did not like this.
And you kidded me on the whole time?
I did.
Heather, shut up, Heather.
I did.
/ Ray says Io Sky. Oh, a wrestler. That would be good. It's so bad. Heather, when the last time did you watch it? J-Mac, are you being serious? Did you kid me on this whole time?
I did kid you on this whole time. And I thought you'd call me out on it way early on. I did. Because I was trying to say that it was fun and it was exciting and it was funny. It was pish. It was pish.
But I enjoyed how fun and exciting and silly it was. So I thought, oh yeah, we're aligned.
No. But what I would say is that I will never do this again because I know you feel crushed right now, right? But it had to be done. I thought I need to try this one time to see if I can actually act. So that's me. I'm going to go and get an agent tomorrow.
Who needs an agent? You've got Janice. So you actually were like, yeah, that's a steaming hot pile of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, and what were your main reasons for that?
Script, acting, really, really bad fight scenes in a film called Street Fighter. Not enough fight scenes in a film called Street Fighter. There was too many guns, too many attempts at bad jokes. Ryu and Ken had less chemistry than a fucking a glass of water. There was no chemistry between them. There was no chemistry between Gail and fucking Kylie. There was Bison. Raul Julia chewed up the scenery with some of the worst dialogue I've ever seen in my life. That just goes to show you how good he actually was and how we were actually deprived of more for him due to
100%.
the unfortunate Big C. But Blanca, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, I felt like Blanca was far more solid in the game because that's who I always chose to go.
That's who I always chose. You could bend down and electrocute folk. It was class.
Yes,
This film was fucking horrendous.
Oh,
like,
no.
I would rate it lower than the 4.1 that it gets on IMDb. Really? And I go back to the fight scenes. There was very, very few of them. Most of the ones that you can consider fight scenes was just Jean-Claude Van Damme doing a kick or two. Yeah. And then it was done. It was shit. The fight choreography was shit. There was nothing redeeming about this film. And I swear, I swear to God, man, I will never do this to you again.
I was like, oh yes, we like this.
No,
yeah, I knew it wasn't that bad. I knew
we didn't. We did not like it.
I actually did.
Mate, even like I watched it tonight. It was me, Lee, and Murray. And even when it finished, Murray turned to me and said, "Dad, that was crap."
Really? What?
I mean, I will say there was a couple of times where I laughed, and it was at bits that you were supposed to laugh at. It was like, remember the bit with the truck where Chun-Li and that had orchestrated the truck to start crashing down and fucking up something that Bison had planned, and Zangief was like, "Quick, change the channel." I was like, that was pretty funny. He thought changing the channel would stop it from happening. That was pretty funny. And
I didn't laugh at that bit. I didn't laugh at that bit.
That's because you never laugh when you're supposed to laugh. You laugh at fucked up stuff.
That's true. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
But even Murray was like, nah, this is pretty bad. And I'm sorry to crush your soul tonight, Kev. You do look genuinely distraught, and I do apologise.
No,
I actually do feel you're bad. I do feel you're bad. But I said to Lee that I was going to do this, and then after I decided I was going to do it, I was like, do you know what? He's going to rumble me 10 minutes in. He's going to be like, J-Mac fucking doesn't like this shit with it, and you just didn't do it.
I was surprised because usually your films are a bit more like I forgive
good.
Far too easy. I forgive good. Boring. I was going to say, but I thought I'll
give you that. I'll give you that.
But Matthewman's right into it. I was right into it. So I thought when you came at me, we're like, oh, that wasn't that bad. I thought that's all you needed, J-Mac, was just to go back and rewatch it and remind yourself how good it was. But you know what? I'm not shocked that you didn't like it, because if there was a list of films where I was like, here are some films you won't like, that would be one I'd put in there.
Were you not a tiny bit suspicious at any point?
No, man, I wasn't.
No, and the Oscar goes to fucking me.
I can't believe you hated it, man. Nah, to be honest, I understand it, because there's nothing you've said there is incorrect. I've just forgiven it for what it is, though. Do you know what I mean?
So that's the problem. It's not that it's a shit film. I'm just no forgiving enough.
It's the prick's prick. Do you know what I mean? Street Fighter, the prick's prick. Do you know what I mean? I think there are certain films like what's the film? Flash Gordon. Flash, doesn't he do a fucking thing in the film? Dun, 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 dun. Flash, what the fuck's the point in Flash? Do 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 do. He saved none of us.
I remember watching that and thinking, oh, Flash Gordon is so good. And then you came on and went, Flash Gordon's a bitch.
He is a bitch, man. He does nothing. Why do you get all that credit? He does fuck all in the whole film.
He did have really good hair, though. You have to.
Well,
you can't argue.
And everybody's fucking, yes, Flash, yes. Flash a bitch, man. Flash a fucking flash in the pan, we'll call it.
But I will never do it to you again, I promise.
Oh, it's fine. Do you know what? To be honest, it was quite funny because it was good to enjoy, like, basking in the charm of this film. But I hate it, so that's fine. Heather says we should do a poll on what to review next. Well, correct. By the way, anybody got in and throw it at us? Usually Matthewman hits us with a couple, right? But on Sunday we are doing Mortal Kombat, which, by the way, I'll come for you if you didn't like Mortal Kombat. That was phenomenal. We're doing Mortal Kombat. Mm-hmm.
What the fuck's my superpower? Conjunctivitis? What's going on there?
You got a dozy pink eye.
I've been sniffing farty pillows.
Damn right. Right, and look at Shang Tsung's face. He's like, yeah, now we know who's been doing all the farting.
He's like, I've just farted. Nobody knows it was me.
And your son is mine.
Your asshole is mine.
Heather says, "Not odd, Heather. I will finish you with a fatality, motherfucker." Right?
You already did, man. Fucking snapped her knee.
Her knee merely broke in my presence. So
her knee merely broke when I chucked her to the fucking ground.
They fucking chuck her. Mortal Kombat. Maybe Heather and I can reenact one of the moves or two. This is coming this Sunday, and then Sunday following.
In fact, go back to that previous one.
Which one? The Mortal Kombat one?
I guess go back to that. See Liu Kang at the front?
Mm-hmm.
That's you when you're saying, trust me, Heather, trust me. See me at the back? That's her when her knee snapped.
Not true. Not true. What does she say? She says, ha 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 ha. Nearly about it. Nearly what? Nearly snapped. No, I know. It did snap. Why? True.
I still think the best part about it is when it snapped and you were just like, oh, fucking heard that snap. And then you're like, it's fine. It'll be fine.
Well, that's like, surely, because when I placed her down, I heard a snap and I'm like,
when I placed her down into a bed of pain.
When I placed her down, her leg snapped. She's like, and I'm like, impossible, right? And she's like, oh, did you hear that? And I'm like, no, thus not to alarm Heather.
See, you're just being a good guy.
And then her leg's like that. Again, like, you know how your leg, like, this is how it goes. It doesn't go too far this way. And it goes back and forth, and it shouldn't go that way. Well, it was that way, and I'm like, this is like 1 + 1 = 9. Like, you don't place someone down very soft, thus not to hurt them, then hear a snap and their legs all out of place. That's what happens when your belt fucking rang.
Your Honor, I put it to you, she was belt rang.
I knew she was belt rang. But she got up and all that, so it wasn't that bad. She could still walk. You know what I mean? Isn't that fucking bad?
Aye, for the rest of the night. Then she was fucked for about 6 months.
Nah, she was aight. And since, like, what she says, I know I'm built wrong. That's true. She says I couldn't walk. You could. You were up on your feet. She's like, incorrect. I couldn't walk. How did you get my house then? For a while, we were on a good run. For a while, every time Heather came to my house, something major happened.
I remember that. And I remember you sent me the picture of Heather talking to a police officer and saying that
in my house.
It's like, why is she talking to the police? She said, oh, some junkie started eking her shit. So she battered fuck out her with a crutch.
The crutch that she got at my house.
Turns out what happened was somebody had killed themselves while Heather was there.
I know, right? Cops coming like that. Did you see anything? I was like, no, but Heather did. I don't like him. We speak to him. I'm like, yes. Come in. She's like, what?
You're sitting there eating popcorn.
Sitting there watching Heather fucking. So what's that? Dow and where'd you live? And she's like, what? Heather says with a great deal of difficulty. No, I'm joking here. I felt bad about it forever, but at some point you've got to go, wait a minute. He did place me down very soft. It's not like I threw her or that. You did break your leg doing a wee jig at one point, so I hear. What can I say? It's like, if you've got bones that are made like fucking plastic spoons. Should have said no. Shouldn't have been so willing to let me show you the maneuver.
Kevin, I know how persuasive you can be. my bum still hurts.
Reach around. But here's the thing. With Heather, like, I was a wee bit persuasive, right? But I would never have done it if I thought she was going to snap her leg. One of these things, you know.
How many times has that been said in court?
None that I'm aware of. This Sunday.
I bring to you Kramer versus Hondheim.
E-Honda.
Right, fuck it. That's enough.
E-Honda. Mortal Kombat this Sunday. Is Mortal Kombat timeless? We're going to look at the film after so many years, like it's 25 years old. We're going to look at this film and say, well, is it timeless? Can we watch this again and again? Does it stand up against the other films? Not including the sequel, because to me, we'll get into that. But there's a new wave of Mortal Kombat films. Is it timeless? Does it stand up? Do we still enjoy it after rewatching it? And then the Sunday after that, which will be the 27th, I believe, Best and Worst Movies 2024 to 2024 edition. What I would like is for everybody watching this to pen your top 5 movies, horror movies from 2020 to 2024, the ones that you think in 10 years' time we'll still be talking about. We'll have Matthewman on, we'll have Wolfman's Got Nards. I'd say go check his channel out, but it's not like he needs the subscribers. The guy's a fucking MVP on YouTube. So we're looking forward to having him on with us. He's currently right now down at For the Love of Horror. So if you're there, go and say hi to him. I know he likes to meet everybody and chat about it. So aye, we're looking forward to having 4 folk on the show. That'll be interesting. It'll be fun. But you guys bring the juice. Write down your top 5 favorite films of 2020 to 2024. Ones that you think will stack up. We'll do it. We'll probably have some of them matching, J-Mac. You know, some of those will probably pick the same ones, but that's good. And we'll get a chance to talk about them and talk about like why we think these films are like destined for greatness. Films like Substance, which we need to cover soon, by the way. J-Mac, have you seen Substance?
I've seen many Substances in my life. I've never seen that one yet.
Oh my god, mate!
It's okay.
This
stick
film
it on my watch list.
I'm going to tell you right now. This is what the film. Is about.
Don't tell me anything.
No. All I'll say is this is what you'll get in it.
This is how Heather fucking snapped her leg. No. Just wait a minute. So, just the fucking Danny.
No. I'll tell you what so I was sitting with my wife and I'll tell you my wife's reaction to it, right? Was this. Okay. Is that all this film is? Demi Moore naked and this young lass is shaking her ass. She's like,
sold.
She's like, this is like Call on Me. You know that music video? She's like, when is this going to get good? When is this going to get good? See if I see another pair of tits or any more of these pornographic styled, I'm not watching this. And then she got up and walked away upstairs, and I thought, she fucked off, right? I thought, has this actually made her fuck off? I was like, Matthew, man, is this all this is? It's ass and like.
I found a film to get peace. Hey!
I'm like, Matthew, man, my wife just went off her head because of the nakedness and the like lassies in skin tight outfits, like shaking their ass to the point where you're like, right, we get it. You're dancing like Call on Me video. We get it. Why are we still seeing this, right? And Matthew Man's like, it's no got into it yet. Stay with it. I'm like, I am, but the wife's almost up. She came back down. Turns out she went up to get her jammies on and all that, right? Came back down. She's like, this. Who recommended this? I'm like, Matthew Man. She's like, next time I hear that come at your mouth, I'll ken, right? And I'm like, no, he's gave us good stuff before. So just get with it. I says, listen, I've heard good things. Then it gets to this. You go from, okay, it's nudity, young nudity. What the fucking fuck I've made it fucks. And then I'm like,
Right, okay.
Right.
It sounds quite David Cronenberg.
It's 1,000,000% Cronenberg meets The Frighteners, meets everybody. Go and watch The Substance. It is something that's come along that is so original, so no CGI. Everything they use in it is practical effects, and it's all fucking well done. The story is original. It's something that in 10 years' time we'll go, I'm still glad I've got that. I will be getting that on Blu-ray, slip off, steel case if I can. It's so fucked up. So fucked up that I welcome a sequel.
Okay.
So good. And by the way, Demi Moore is fucking excellent in it. Everybody that's in it is excellent.
Okay.
So good. So good.
I'll stick
Go
it on
watch
my list.
it. Go watch it. Move it right to the front of your list. Everybody watching, go watch The Substance. And we need to discuss it when you have. Heather says, if Kev likes it, it will be pish. Heather, I love Terminator 2 and Terminator 1. Are you calling Terminator pish? J-Mac, is Terminator pish?
No.
So who's talking at their arse?
I think should we just end the show?
Heather, see you next time I see you, pal. Let me show you another maneuver, all right?
Hey, Kev, what did you do?
Oh, Matthew says, Substance movie of the year so far. It's very hard to beat that.
It's on the list. It's on the list.
100%. It's been an absolute fucking ball, just so you know. Every Sunday at 9 p.m. You'll catch us here. You'll catch us here on Jibber Jabber Podcast, everywhere that you get podcasts and all that cool fun stuff.
Sorry, can I just say, I look like the guy that approaches you at a bus stop and says, "Are you waiting on a bus?"
We've always known that, J-Mac.
Look at my face. Look at my fucking face.
Okay, let's see.
No, that one fucking. Are you waiting on the bus day? Aye. Aye, where are you going? Same place as me. Aye. That's because you're getting on a bus.
He's writing on his pals, dude.
He's writing to know his pals.
He looks like he's gone to the foundry.
That's an in-joke for nobody else but us.
Mate, I remember that time when Nathan was writing to his pals and he got told to move and he picked up his jotter and I went, he's writing to know his pals. And you screamed for about an hour. Right.
It's a wedding invite list.
He's writing to know his pals.
Right. That is enough.
I had to have been there type of thing, but you and I laughed for a good fucking solid hour, eh? And every time I'd look down at you, you'd look at me and we'd both just fucking piss ourselves again.
That's because every time I looked down, you were like this. You were like...
That's so true, isn't it? That's so true. It was funny. It was funny. E Honda was cracking in The Substance. Oh, J-Mac, you're going to get that at some point.
Right, fuck off.
Phenomenal. This is Janice. Love y'all. Janice, have a great one with Ray. Heather, thanks for tuning in, you wee dick. And we'll see you on Sunday, by the way. It feels like a Sunday, but it's no. We'll see you on Sunday for Mortal Kombat. So make sure you've rewatched it before you get actually back here. I, for this evening, have been Kev. That is J-Mac. Anything you'd like to say, J-Mac?
No, I think I've said enough. I'll see you next time.
Have a good one. Thanks for tuning in, folks. We shall see you later, alligator.